Welcome to an out-of-the-box preview video, and today I am having another look at Mon Repos. Mon Repos is a print and play roll and write game that's currently on Kickstarter at the time of this video. I've been sent some more files. You might have seen my previous video where I've done a full playthrough. Now I've got some new goodies for the current campaign, and I thought I'd do another video to show you what's involved, because it really adds to the gameplay. So if you haven't seen my other video, I'll give a brief overview of the game. Basically, it is a game about rescuing turtles. So you have a beach scene, and you have turtles that are moving through the beach, avoiding rocks, trying to get to the sea. There are crabs that try and block your way. There's a seagull that comes in and eats your baby turtles, and there's a shark that tries to eat you within there. And when you collect treasures on the beach, you can either use them to get bonuses in terms of in-game bonuses, so dice mitigation, or collect treasures to get you more victory points, which you then add up at the end and get a score. And that's the game that I described in the previous video. Since then, I've got some more goodies. So there's been more maps developed. So there's a lot more maps, so lots of different varieties of beaches. So that's quite neat because it adds the replayability of the game. But the thing that I'm most excited in is the solo mode. So they have a new solo mode called Crabobot. And that's what I'm going to talk about in the middle. And the Crabobot is a way of basically the Crabobot generates victory points, and then it gives you something to aim against when you play your game. I'll get to that in a minute, because there's more. The Crabobot is powered by a set of cards. So we've got two sets of cards that either determine how many turtles the Crabobot is collecting, and that then influences the scale of victory points. And they also pick up random treasures as well, which also gives them victory points. And it gives for quite a challenging opponent if you don't have someone else to play with. The other thing that's kind of very exciting that's come in the new material is event cards. So event cards, you draw an event card if you want a more challenging game, and during the different phases of the games, different things happen. So this one has things that happen during the threat phase: don't resolve the crab, or immediately cross off 6 adjacent crabs. So some of them are positive, some of them are negative, and you can shuffle in some of these, which then give you a bit more of a challenging environment. And the third thing that's really exciting is tokens. So they provided the templates for a whole lot of tokens, which you can then print, and I will zoom this up a bit closer so you can see, and you get these very cute. So there's a seagull token, there are lots of little crab tokens which I've double-sided and stuck onto plastic tokens, and you've got your crab and you've got your shark tokens. And if you see in my other video, it's very much the roll and write, crossing things off with a marker. Here you can use tokens, and it gives you more of a board gamey feel. So let's have a look and see how. I'm not going to play the event cards because that just adds more complexity for the players that want a bit more excitement. I will pick a random board. I'll have the Crabobot, I'll have a random board, and I'll have this, and I'll play a couple of turns just so you can see how the new bits go together. I shouldn't need the rules, so I'll put that away. And right, so it does mean you take up a bit more space on your table. I think I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit just to fit it all in. Oops, that's the wrong way. There we go, that's looking a bit better. Okay, we don't need the titles. So the game itself is played over 9 rounds, and that is marked off along the top here. And it's also marked off on our Crabobot, so we know what's happening. So we've got a set of cards. We choose 9 because there's 9 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put the rest of them away. So again, that adds to the replayability. So Crabobot A goes on that side. Crabobot B goes on this side. And the nice thing about the solo game is that the player's turn is exactly the same. you don't. I'll have to put that a bit higher actually. There we go. Or maybe I'll put that underneath just to fit it in. So you get to play the game as if it was your normal game, which is a good way of practicing strategies, or if you've not got someone else to play with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And how many were there? There are 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cards. So that gives you a good bit of randomness when you play your game. So we're going to need a dice tower, because I'm going to need some dice. And the play of the game is pretty much the same, in that you roll your dice, decide where your turtles are going to go. So we're going to be doing turn 1. So I'll cross that off. I guess I could get a marker, a token, and use that instead. The green dice are my turtle dice. So I roll my turtle dice, and I get a 2, a 4, and a 1. They will then get matched with the crab, the seagull, and the shark. I'm probably going to put the... I'm not too bothered about the shark at the moment because I'm not going to get there, so I'll put the 1 there. Seagull, that will be a 4, so that's hard to predict. And then a 2, I guess, is on the other one. And then I get to move my crabs. And so now I'm going to be using my turtle tokens. And so if I do a 2, I can get a flip-flop jandal, and then I can decide to, I'm going to take that one, because that allows me to cross off a crab from the beach, which is often useful. So I'll save that. I've got a 4. You always want to grab something when you come on the beach. There's another one, 4. I'll get one of those. Just to mix it up a bit, I will grab this one. On this one, because that gets me to a 1E, and a 1E research station that allows me to cancel 1 threat. So that could be useful later on. And I've got a 1, so I guess I'll go for a fish. Oh no, that's not good because I don't want to go into the rock. I'll get a wood. Okay, and a wood, I can either get a 1A, which is a dice mitigation, or a plus. I have that one. Having a plus or minus 1 roll is always useful. Okay, so that's my go. Then we do the threat dice. We roll those, and that determines where our critters are going to go. Ooh, so the crabs go 6, shark is 4, seagull is 2. So 6 means we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we go 6 plus 2 is 8. So we're going to start our crabs here, and because we are in the first block, it's 3 crabs. So 1, and you can't land on a crab, they are blockers, and when you put them down you have to put them like that. So there we go, those 3 crabs are on the board. My seagull is going to be a 2, which is going to be a 2, and then it's going to be a 6, which is going to be this one here, and then it'll go up. Nothing to eat for the seagull. And then the shark is going to be 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's really handy with the tokens because you can then put them down. You don't have to work it all out. And then it goes, so that's going to be the start, and then it goes to 5, which is here, and it makes a square within there. And we then, because I've got nothing in here, we cross off one of the victory points. So that's where the shark was roaming this round. Pretty sure that's how it works. Anyway, that's the shark done. So now we get onto the Crabobot. So they draw a card. So you draw a card A. They get a turtle. So they are going to cross off 1 turtle. And they will draw on 2. Oh, they collect a lot of stuff. That's a super good card for them. So they're going to get one of those, one of those, one of those, one of those. That's a bit of everything, isn't it? And so we do that, and at the end their victory points gets multiplied by the number of turtles that have come through. and that then generates their score. Sometimes you have to roll a die, depending on what phase you're in, and that then determines what victory points they get down there. And that's how we continue on. If you want to see the I'm going to keep this one short. If you want to see the full playthrough with using pen and paper, do watch the other video. But this is a neat addition to give you an opponent who's got lots of randomization in there, and lots of variability. So I think there's lots of replayability with the Crabobot. You still get to play your normal game with all the rules. I really like that in a solo mode, because then it's expandable. There's no special things that you need to worry about. You play the game as normal, and then you've got this challenge, and you can kind of work out, I should have crossed that off, how Crabobot's going, to give you an idea of what things you need to prioritize in the main game. I really like the tokens. I think the tokens are good. It's really good when you get to start deleting the crabs, because you can just remove the token. You don't have to worry about rubbing things in or drawing little pictures. It really does turn it into more of a board game. And I haven't played with the event cards, but they just look like another neat way of more utility in the game. You've got extra boards, you've got event cards, you've got a solid solo mode. Yeah, so Mon Repos is up on Kickstarter at the moment. Don't forget to subscribe and like.